Hey there, welcome back to After Effects. In this particular video, we are going to be introducing the first transformation that we're going to use to create our jump animation as part of this exercise. So transformations are ways to manipulate objects and animate objects within After Effects. And there's a handful of them, but we're just going to look at one in this video. And it's pretty cool, and it's pretty popular, and it's pretty powerful at the same time. So I'm going to grab this first block that we created in the last video. It's called blue block for me. I'm going to press the P key for position. And with that block selected, I know it's selected because it's highlighted here. And when I press the P key, it's going to bring up the position transformation and a few other things along with it. So the first is we know that the position property has been brought up because we can read that here. That's pretty obvious. But to the left of it is this really odd little icon that we can click on to make something pretty cool happen. This is the time varies stopwatch. You'll hear me call it just the stopwatch in most of our videos. And this basically allows you to animate this property if that's turned on. Next to that, we also have some numbers, 212.6 and 916.7. These represent the X and Y coordinates of that particular object based on its pivot point, which right now is right in the center. So if I click on any of these numbers and I type a different value there, let's say I type in 300 and hit enter, you'll notice that it moved my object to 300 by 916. If I want this to be higher, let's change this to 500, and it moves it up in my space because right now all of the coordinates of my composition are arranged from top left. So if this was at 0, 0, and 0, there's my object, way up top left. Notice that it put it there based on its pivot point, its origin point. That'll be meaningful later on. So I can either click and drag this object anywhere in my scene visually, or I can do it numerically down below. As I mentioned in the last video, and I'll mention again, we can do the same action multiple ways in After Effects, and that goes for just about everything. So if I want to move this square or this block up in my composition, I can click and drag it up, or Control Z there, or I could grab this value and I could just type in the number 500, and that moves it up as well. Well, in this case, there's a third option. I can actually click and drag these numbers. It's called scrubbing. And I can click and scrub up or scrub down, and it's going to move this object up or down in my scene visually and numerically. So let's say I want to move this block up, but my hand is too unsteady to move it up exactly straight. So I could undo that command, and I could use this numeric input and just move it left or right, and it'll move it perfectly just on that axis and leave the x-axis alone. Cool. A couple of different ways to get that done. Another way this numeric entry is helpful, let's say I put this right at 900. Look at this green square over here. It's not exactly lined up, and that could be a real pain to do visually. But if I hit the P key on my green block, I could see that it's at 912. Let's go ahead and put that one at 900 exactly. Perfect. Now I know that those are both perfectly on that bottom baseline at 900. So that's kind of convenient and helpful. So that's manipulating those position keyframes, or rather those position parameters. But that does segue nicely into the next little bit that we're going to talk about, which is working with keyframes. So this is position control, just kind of moving things around and getting our first set of parameters. Next, we're actually going to add some keyframes and make some things move.